Oklahoma versus Texas. Here's your big boy. Here's your meat. The next two games is your meat of this episode. So if you're here for this episode, this is what you're here for.
What you're here
The next
for.
two next two scores. Oklahoma won the game. Where you don't have the score. Oh, wait, yeah, you do. 55-48 in the highest scoring Red River Showdown game ever. I stole that right out of Ryan's notes.
Yeah.
Um, you want me to go first or you want to go first?
Go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
I didn't get I mean, I sat there and y'all's game lasted longer than ours. So I was sitting there depressed watching your game. And I was like, I was happy for you. I really was. Ryan texted me. Oh man, I didn't give him. I wasn't nice to anybody though. Don't feel bad. Everybody wanted in the world wanted to text me, and I wasn't in a good mood. Here's my thoughts. I'll give them to you short and sweet. Rattler's done. He has to be. Ryan's going to come back and say he's not done. He might not be. I mean, he might not. We'll see what happens. He needs to be done. The Oklahoma team looked totally different. They really did. They really, really did. Oklahoma looked better with that guy in there. They look more energetic. I think Ryan made a point to me last night. We were texting and he said, yeah, the guy's kind of all over the place. He's a little wild. And that's true. But Oklahoma needs that. I feel with Rattler in there, you got like a game manager, right? Almost in a way. Where in there, you put that Caleb Williams guy, that's his name, right? Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. You put him in there, you got a gunslinger. You got somebody who's going to take chances. You got you a Brett Favre. You've got you like, a Johnny Manziel type of guy in there that's going to use the pieces around him. And it seemed when they had him going, and now you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but when Caleb Williams got going, it's kind of like yesterday in the Arkansas game. Once Oklahoma started to be able to run the quarterback and started making passes down the field, that opens the game for the running game. So the running back has got more room. The wide receivers got more carries, and you're able to do more and push the ball more.
Yeah.
On the other side, Texas, what a collapse. They had you, 28-7?
28-7 in the first, at the end of the first half, or quarter.
First quarter.
Quarter.
If you would have told me at the end of that first quarter that Oklahoma was going to lose or win that football game, I would have told you were a fool. And they won the football game.
Yeah.
I just think Texas pathetic. Not good looking for Arkansas.
I don't know. Oklahoma
actually was good looking. But.
It was pretty good looking. Texas just got every opportunity to win that game in the first half. They had a blocked punt, which they put in for a touchdown. The first play went for 75 yards for a touchdown. Rattler threw an interception, and he fumbled the ball all in the first quarter.
Yeah, I turned on my TV. I was only not watching the game for like 2 minutes. Yeah. And they already up 7. I was like, what happened? I was like, I didn't get an opportunity to look at what someone doing. How did they score? Yeah. It was like 13-38. I was like, I didn't believe what happened? Yeah, it was crazy.
It was just a complete disaster of the first quarter with glimpses in the second quarter. Caleb Williams had a 66-yard touchdown run.
That kind of felt a change in the air when that happened.
Yeah, that started the change, and I think Rattler he had a fumble after that or something. He had a turnover after that.
They had that wild play, that one wild play that was crazy. The one where he like tossed it to that one guy and he threw it back to Rattler, and then Rattler threw it up the field. That was nuts. Y'all were crazy. Lincoln Riley was like, we're down 28-7. I got to pull some crap out of my ass, dude. We got to get something going here.
Yeah, Riley pulled every single play out, I think, that they had. They had to pull it out because they were down to 21. It was the biggest comeback in that game's history between Oklahoma and Texas. So,
wow.
Rattler just looks flat. I think about 50% completion rate. One pick, one rushing touchdown, one fumble, about 100 yards passing. Caleb Williams comes in. He ran the ball very well. I think he ended up with 80 yards rushing, over 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns in the air, one of which was crazy. He literally heaved it 60 yards in the air before the receiver caught it. He threw it 60 yards, and Marvin Mims caught it for an incredible touchdown. And then you also have to look at Kennedy Brooks. Kennedy Brooks outplayed Bijan Robinson. Kennedy Brooks ran for over 200 yards, and the final 2 touchdowns sealed the deal for Oklahoma. Bijan Robinson only ran for 137. However, Casey Thompson's the real deal for Texas. 83 for 339 yards, 5 touchdowns. He is special. And any team that faces Texas here on out, Oklahoma State has it next, is going to have to watch out because Texas will score points. However, Oklahoma probably should not have won this game. It's incredible that they did. They literally handed the game to Texas in the first half. And then everything was right for Oklahoma in the second half. The defense came together. Texas only scored 10 points in the entire second half. The offense was rolling. Oklahoma outscored Texas 25-7 in the fourth quarter. And we needed that. Like, if we didn't do that, we would have lost. I think after the game, Lincoln Riley said that Rattler will be the starter against TCU, which is our next game. However, I think the notion that Rattler he knows what's going to happen if he doesn't play well. I feel like Rattler's just been playing around. He hasn't been taking things seriously. He's I'm going to be the number 1 pick. I'm going to be the Heisman. I'm going to be all this, and he's
not going to be any of that.
Not anymore. Yeah, his draft stuff is gone. I think he's just been playing around. I don't think he's been taking things seriously. I think Lincoln Riley said, "Hey, you're done. You're not going to play against Texas anymore. You are finished." Caleb Williams he's taking it. He's talented. I trust him. Caleb Williams, you go. And that Rattler knows, if I don't play well, I'm done. I won't play another snap at Oklahoma. Caleb Williams will play. So Rattler, if he doesn't get together against TCU by that first half, Caleb Williams is going to come in. He's going to start the rest of the season. I think this upcoming game will define what happens to Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. Does he transfer, or does he stick it out and do something? So it's really up to Rattler and his response to see what happens. But incredible win. It's just one of the most insane games I've seen in a very long time, especially for Oklahoma. I mean, just back and forth, tons of points. Luckily, our defense finally got together in the second half. But
yeah, that was one thing I did notice was a good second half resurgence by your defense. What were they up by at the half? 35 something?
I think it was 38.
Yeah, so they only scored 10 points. I mean,
yeah,
you won the football game. You stopped, only held them 10 points. That's good.
And that's the thing about the Oklahoma-Texas game is it really never matters what the score is. I mean, just coming away with a win in that game is a positive. I said it in the last show. Like, Texas could be 0-5, Oklahoma 5-0. It's going to be close. They're always close. Every single time it's a close game. Just winning it is the story. Like, glad we won it. Go on to the next game. Now you have to blow out TCU. If you want to keep staying in that playoff picture, you got to start blowing people out. But with Texas, just beat them. Doesn't matter how you do it. It's ugly, whatever, just beat them.
Right. Yeah, I think overall, good game. I enjoyed it. I was happy for you. Like I said, it was a better outcome than what I experienced. So I'm happy that you got to experience that. I knew you probably were mad. What was your thoughts after that first quarter?
Oh,
I knew you. I can always tell Ryan's mad because I'll text him and he won't respond.
I was furious.
Yeah, I believe it.
So I have when I'm watching on Saturday, I have my little setup. So I'll watch the game I'm most interested in on the main TV, and then I'll have like a laptop or have my phone out if there's a third game that's interesting to me. So I have the main team on, Oklahoma and Texas on the main TV, and Arkansas and Ole Miss on the laptop. And then after the first half, I was like, screw this. So I switched it. I put Arkansas up, and then I put
who picked.
I was mainly just trying to focus on the Arkansas game. So I'm like, I have to watch that. I kind of have to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I want to watch. So I was watching the Arkansas game,
and then you switched it over. When did you switch it over?
Well, it was so hard because Oklahoma would get some momentum, then Rattler would have a turnover, and then they get momentum, it'd be their turnover, or they would just get a field goal instead of a touchdown when they needed a touchdown. So I just couldn't. I was like, I just can't put it back up. But like once, I think when Caleb Williams threw that bomb to Marvin Mims in the end zone, that's when I was like, all right, I'll switch back over.
I mean, it was a good game. I thought y'all played well in the end, and that's what you did. Like you said, you had to win the football game. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
And you won the football game.
on the football game.
So there you go. Texas, Oklahoma. Caleb Williams, the future of Oklahoma football.
Very
It could
talented.
be a good year. Good times coming for the old Oklahoma Sooners.
I hope so. We'll see.